Hello, I'm Ronnie Eldridge. I'm happily back in the studio at 365 Fifth Avenue with a new version of Eldridge and Company called Keeping Relevant. I couldn't have a better person to talk about the drama of politics and the Constitution than Jerry Goldfeder. He is special counsel for election law and voting rights at a leading New York law firm, the director of the Fordham Law School Voting Rights and Democracy Project, and I was going to say best of all, but I guess I can't say that, and a practiced politician. If you want more, he's the author of the treatise Goldfeder's Modern Election Law, more than 600 pages now in its 6th edition. So hello.
Hello, Ronnie. It's so good to see you back in the studio.
And with you, a great partner.
And you've always been relevant. So there's no issue about your keeping relevant.
Well, thank you very much. I'm trying hard.
Absolutely, and you should.
I don't really want to talk about the George Santos person.
Everybody in America is talking about George Santos.
I'm so tired because it's so...
So what can we say that's new about George Santos?
But I just wanted to say it brings politics and the Constitution together, right?
Right. So the first thing, the easiest thing to say is that the reason he's seated, the reason he's in the House is because he met the qualifications, I think. He met the qualifications of being a member of Congress. 25 years old, a resident of New York State, and a resident of the United States for 7 years.
And that's in the Constitution.
Right in the Constitution, and it can't be changed. States have tried to change it, but states can't change it. You can't recall a member of the House or a member of the Senate. You can't impose term limits on them. Only those 3 qualifications. You can't require a candidate to be a truth teller. Somebody can be indicted and still be a member of Congress. Somebody could be convicted and be a felon and still be a member of Congress. So there we have it. George Santos, he was Vice President of the United States. He fought Muhammad Ali to a draw. He's done a lot of things that we don't even know about yet, and he's still in Congress.
Yeah. So it's going to be, if he can stay it out for 2 years, that'll be the voters.
Well, so...
Or he can get... But if he gets indicted, he still stays.
Even if he gets indicted. So you'll appreciate this. There's a huge effort by the people who live in his district, in the 3rd Congressional District, in Nassau and parts of Queens, petitioning, rallying, sending letters. They are really organized. They have a marketing approach, a marketing strategy. And they've just contacted the Speaker saying, essentially, this guy is an embarrassment. You need to get rid of him. So there is a procedure. The House of Representatives can expel him. It needs 2/3 of the vote, so we'd need the Republicans and the Democrats. But if the Speaker decided that he wanted to do it because he's had enough and he's making him look bad and he's making the Republican Party look bad, then they'll do it. The question is whether or not these folks on the ground get McCarthy to be so embarrassed to get rid of this guy.
The district is a Democratic district. I mean, that was...
Well, it was, not the way it's been redrawn.
Right. So Tom Suozzi, who then declined to run because he ran for governor, but he used to win overwhelmingly, right? He ran against...
Suozzi.
It was no contest.
No, none at all,
Yeah.
Right.
So if the Speaker gets him out, doesn't Suozzi come in now again and run?
Yes. Yes, he does. And so the Speaker McCarthy, has 2 things he's worried about. Number one, Santos is a vote for him, and he's doing his bidding. And 2, if he forces him out, his margin, which is pretty thin already, is thinner,
right.
And he's liable to lose that seat. And it's more likely than not that a Democrat would win that seat, even though it's been reconfigured. And so McCarthy is not in any rush whatsoever. But you know what's interesting about it is the Republican leadership in Nassau County has called for Santos to resign and has told McCarthy, get rid of him, persuade him to leave.
But explain this. There was some negative research done on him,
yes.
Santos. First of all, Santos himself commissioned a research study. And from Nicholas Santos at the Times writes that some people who working for Santos said he can't run, and I think he even reported that they quit the campaign. It was so bad. So somebody knew about it. In addition to which, his opponent, Democratic opponent, they did research, but they couldn't get anybody's attention.
Forgive us for not remembering the exact name of the paper, because they did terrific work.
Yeah, and they're the ones who said it. So we knew, and I can't be convinced that the Republican leadership in Nassau County didn't have.
No, it's been reported by
knowledge.
reported by Nick Santos and other reporters in the New York Times that there was knowledge by some in the Republican Party leadership that this guy was not kosher, and a lot of this stuff was lies, and they just kind of accepted
it. So many things that's happening in the politics today. Maybe it happened all over before, but maybe I was too naive to know. Were you?
Well, so I'm going to ask you a question, because somebody emailed me just the other day about Santos and said, Procaccino, when he ran for controller in 1965, years before I was born, and he said that he was president of a non-existent college, and the New York Post ran this whole story. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but I remember that he ran against mayor, and everybody was horrified that he was the Democratic candidate, because that's when John Lindsay won.
Yeah, in 1969.
We all knew that Procaccino was
well, he was conservative, and he was a bit of a showman.
Little wild.
He was a little bit of a wacko, but he said that
no, I didn't know that.
He was against limousine liberals.
Yeah, that was his term.
That was his,
and that was what John Lindsay was. I know that because I organized
worked for
Democrats for Lindsay.
I have a button somewhere, Democrats for Lindsay, because when I was a college kid, I organized my election district, and I went door to door I think I was 17 at the time, in 1965. I went door to door and I made phone calls. I was a Democrat for Lindsay. I went to Brooklyn College, and there was a storefront. Lindsay had storefronts, as you will know, all over the city. It wasn't just one campaign office in some building. There was storefronts. And I was a proud member of Democrats for Lindsay.
Where, in which borough?
In Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I did not support Lindsay in '65 because Robert Kennedy was alive, and he was sticking to the Democrats, the Democratic Party. And Lindsay was running against the Democrats. So as a district leader then, I think I supported.
But there were two district leaders, Democratic district leaders, who didn't support the Democrat and supported Lindsay in 1965. Ed Koch and Carol Greitzer.
From the Village
Independent Democrats.
Well,
and Koch was scared to death that was going to be the end of his career, and yet he did it. Now, I've never voted for Koch, but I thought that took some real guts for him to do that back then.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got off on the track, and we're talking about Santos. So what's going to happen?
But I just wanted to say, in '69, Lindsay lost the Republican primary because he was more of a Democrat at his heart than he was a Republican. And I volunteered and went in as organized the Democrats for Lindsay.
Right.
That's how I started in City Hall.
And we instituted the runoff in the early 70s so that in order to win a primary, you needed to get 40% of the vote if you were running for mayor or then city council president or controller. Now, of course, we have ranked choice voting, which is a form of instant runoff, but it was because of Procaccino, conservative Procaccino, that we got the runoff. Yeah. Interesting, because the way the system works, of course, if you're in a primary with a lot of people and you just nudge out the next person, you win even though you don't have a majority. Which is why we are instituting instant runoff in so many places.
But you like the ranked choice voting.
I do.
I do too.
Mayor Bloomberg tried to institute nonpartisan elections here in New York, and it was on the ballot, and we beat it handily. We being the political hacks of New York City. And the effort was led by Mark Green, as a matter of fact, to beat that back. I don't think, because we're such a party town, I don't think nonpartisan elections or top two or whatever you want to call it will get passed. But I've been wrong once or twice.
But we're a different kind of party town from the old days. I mean, I go way before you, but
Way before me. No.
we still have both light hair. It's no longer the relevance to the local party. It's much more to the general feeling. I don't even know if I would put it to the national committees or the national party. Don't you think, hasn't the allegiance to the Democratic Party become more, more substantive than it was in politics?
Well, I think that it's different in the Democratic Party than it is in the Republican Party. The Republican Party has a real problem with regard to whether or not they are New York Republicans or Trump Republicans. Democrats don't have that issue in New York.
Right.
And I think
we're talking only New York now.
Yeah, we're talking about New York. And there's a moderate wing of the Democratic Party in New York, and there's a more liberal wing or progressive wing, whatever those words mean, in the because people assign different meanings for those words. But we have our factions in the Democratic Party. In the Republican Party, it's not really clear to me, and you have to get a Republican on your show to really explain it. But I think that there's a rift between New York Republicans who are sensible and New York Republicans who may be sensible in other matters but are Trumpists, and therefore they're not acceptable here in New York.
And they've taken over, apparently, the local, and at least in Manhattan.
Yes, in Manhattan they have.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It really is.
Right.
And somebody said to me just recently that with Trump is about to get indicted in Georgia and in a variety of other places, and he's never going to have a chance to become the candidate in 2024. I'm not that sanguine about it. Everybody said in 2016 he'd never be the candidate. It's a joke, whatever. And here we are. So I don't rule anything out.
Right. That argument, though, is playing out in the Democratic State Committee, I think, because New York lost 4 seats to the Republicans.
Right.
We're almost responsible for having the Democrats not controlling the House.
Right.
And I think the more, I always don't like talking about the left, the progressives. It makes me a little crazy, but anyway, those more liberal, my old terms, are challenging the chair because they think he's too conservative, that he favors conservative candidates or he's too middle of the road. So that's interesting.
So when I was on the state committee a number of years ago, I was one of the leaders of the Progressive Caucus and so on.
It wasn't called the Progressive Caucus. What was it?
Maybe it was called the Reform Caucus at the time.
Yeah, I think.
And I was always butting heads with whoever the chair was. That said, this particular chair, no matter what the issues that some people have, he's a very disciplined and focused guy, and he knows how to run campaigns. It doesn't mean he'll always win them. I think what happened with the House races in New York is that when it came time to draw the new lines, the legislature overreached, and they made it. You know, Republicans have gerrymanders, but so do Democrats.
They did a great job gerrymandering.
And they did that. And it would have been great for the Democrats had those lines been used. But they were challenged, and the Court of Appeals upheld the challenge, the highest court in New York. And you can agree with them or disagree with them, whether it's with those lines were constitutional or not. But what the court did, it was 4-3. With former Chief Judge DeFiore leading the charge on this, because she wrote it.
Leads us to another subject.
Leads us to another subject, but the point is that their remedy was not, okay, we're going to send it back to the legislature, come up with better lines. No, her remedy was, we're going to give it to a special master. So some guy from Pittsburgh who knew nothing about New York, who reported to a Republican Supreme Court justice in Steuben County. Where is Steuben County? It's up there somewhere. And we got lines that were really very much more favorable to Republicans, and we got lines that made Jerry Nadler and Carolyn Maloney run against each other. So that's the history of why we lost those races here in New York, which meant we lost the House. What happened in 2022 is we got new lines for the state Senate and new lines for the Congress, and we voted. But subsequent to that, the assembly lines were declared unconstitutional, and so we elected people to the assembly on unconstitutional lines, so they need to be redrawn. In fact, the court just ruled, one of the appellate courts just ruled, okay, you have until the middle of April, the end of April, to draw new assembly lines. So the next time we vote in 2024, we'll have different assembly lines and different members of the assembly representing us than we have now. So it's a real hodgepodge, and it's
a mess.
It's a mess. It really is. To use a legal term, it's a mess.
I don't think so. What is a legal term? What would be a legal term?
It's a mess. We'll stick with that.
So now let's talk about the Court of Appeals. What is going on there?
Governor Hochul appointed Hector LaSalle, presiding judge of the Appellate Division, Second Department, which has a tremendous jurisdiction, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, upstate, parts of upstate, Westchester, Rockland, some other counties there. So he's had a lot of responsibility. So she appoints him, and the Senate is supposed to advise and consent. That means they can accept him or they could reject him. A committee rejected him.
The committee holding...
The Judiciary Committee
had a hearing.
He spoke. He answered questions for 4 hours. And then they declined, the Judiciary Committee declined to move it to the Senate. So the Senate hasn't fulfilled its constitutional duty to advise and consent. I've written about this and I've spoken about this. My view is the Senate was supposed to act and is supposed to act. There are people who disagree. The Senate leadership disagrees. They said it's a committee. The committee, according to our rules, it's fine for a committee to make the decision, and we're not allowing the Senate to vote. I think they're wrong, but unless and until it's in the courts, we won't have a definitive decision on that. I don't know if the governor will sue. I don't know if somebody else will sue. I don't know if the courts will get involved in this. But at this point...
So it's a stalemate then?
At this point, it's a stalemate.
She either has to withdraw or he has to withdraw and appoint somebody else, or we won't have a chief judge?
That's the way it looks. We do already have an acting chief judge, but we only have 6 members of the court. We don't have 7. And when your viewers are watching this, if something else has happened already that we don't know about while we're taping this, then you'll know more than we know today. But it looks like a stalemate at this point.
I'm surprised that she hasn't withdrawn. I mean, the opposition is quite serious, isn't it?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And what is he, too conservative for the critics?
That's what they're saying. I've not taken a public position on the merits. I've just looked at the process.
Right. So either I mean, traditionally he would withdraw his name, or they just would. It's like Garland, isn't it?
Well, Garland didn't even get a chance to have a vote, because the majority leader at the time.
Now we're talking about the candidacy to be on the Supreme
Court of the United States. Republicans wouldn't even give him a hearing on the Judiciary Committee in the United States Senate. And President Obama didn't fight as hard as I think he should have to force them to take up that nomination. I wish he had.
So now the Republicans in Congress are going to have a heyday with the Attorney General.
Well, I think the Republicans in Congress are going to try to investigate the president's son, other members of the president's administration.
Well,
God knows, they'll even probably drag Hillary back to investigate her for something that they'll make up. And they're not interested in policy. They're not interested in passing legislation. And anything they pass that hurts the people of the United States,
It's not going to pass.
it's not going to pass the Senate. The
Yeah.
president wouldn't sign it.
So we're at a stalemate, although we're going to be subjected to horrendous kinds of things.
So I hold one piece of hope. So the Democrats in the House are pretty united. Hakeem Jeffries is a terrific leader, and if anybody can hold them together in the same way that Pelosi did, Hakeem Jeffries can do so. But there are also conservative, more moderate members of the House who have worked with Republicans to get legislation passed. There's a congressman from New Jersey, Josh Gottheimer, who's a moderate, but he's worked with Republicans, and he's actually been, in the past, he's been able to bring some Republican votes along when the Democrats wanted to pass something. And so maybe there's room for hope in that there are some Republicans who will join Democrats to pass good legislation. I guess I'm going to choose to believe that it's possible.
But then we have to either have Republicans who are going to retire after the session.
You mean,
Or-
because if they do that, their heads are going to roll.
Right. Or they have a great degree of self-respect and a
Yeah.
basic spine of beliefs, right?
Yeah, because they're worried of primaries. They're
Yeah.
not.
It's so interesting that the action now is all in the primaries.
Right. Because most people have safe seats. Overwhelmingly, Democrats and Republicans have safe
Represent
seats.
the same.
So they have to worry about primaries from the left, primaries from the right. And it really takes a lot of, it shouldn't, but it takes a lot of courage for members of Congress to do the right thing without necessarily worrying about those
Right,
challenges.
right. I was very disappointed in the Ohio election, the Senate election, right?
Yeah, well,
But now we're going to have a Sherrod Brown running.
who is terrific.
Absolutely terrific,
Terrific.
right? What's going to happen? Is he going to be able to pull it through?
Yes.
Are we going to help him?
We are going to help him. He's terrific, and he's a great campaigner, and people really like him.
Yeah, they know he cares really about them, right?
He
Connects.
does.
He was thinking running for president.
Yeah, he did the smart thing.
Yeah. So you and I we seem to agree on candidates, certainly.
Yes, and we're always backing losers.
And if we want to go back to history, we ran against each other.
Many years ago, we ran for the city council in the
Right.
open seat,
Right.
and you got 102% of the vote, if I recall correctly.
I think a lot of that was due to my husband at the time.
No, don't sell yourself short there.
I don't know.
Jimmy helped, but you had
guess-
been around for a long time. You've done a lot of great work in Manhattan and Democratic Party. You deserve to win, and you were a great council person. And I could say that because, I tried to get votes away from you, and I got some.
Well, it's been a pleasure to
It's
have
always
you.
good to see you.
And I really kind of love you, so it's good.
Well, thank
All right,
you.
we have to figure out what's going to happen next year, and we'll discuss that at another time soon.
We'll discuss that another time soon, and before that, we'll have Chinese food in your apartment.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Jerry
You're welcome.
Goldfeder. And thank you for listening. And tune in next week for our next Keeping Relevant.